Hey everyone, and welcome to Goggles TV. Today we're going to be discussing what you should be doing as a fresh level 50 character, as well as going over the daily activities you should be aiming to complete. So let's get into it. So towards the top of the list will be the events. Now, the reason why they're towards the top of the list is because they are time gated, meaning they're going to be every hour or every 2 hours. So you kind of want to be filling in content around these events. Just make sure you're getting the most out of your character. To access the event timetable to know when these events are going to happen, you can simply press M for map or press escape and then go to your map. And you can see the time by the timetable and it's showing in your local time zone. Now there are 3 different types of events. And by that I mean guild events. 80% of them are in PvP zones. So you kind of want to avoid those unless you're not a fresh 50 and you've got decent gear enough to hold your own with a good group of people. Peaceful events, which is generally what you want to do for like solo play. No PvP whatsoever, and for a fresh level 50 you're going to have such a better time. And then obviously there's a conflict, which is pretty much mass PvP, which you kind of definitely want to avoid as a fresh 50 because you're not going to get anywhere and you're just going to get your ass kicked. After finding an event that you want to do, the easiest way to get to them will be to click on the event itself. The minimap will then take you there, and then you can simply put a pin where you want to go and travel to the closest waypoint. Once you've teleported to the closest waypoint, make your way to the pin that you selected earlier and try and find a space where there's no players so that you can get the mob tags in early. With about 30 seconds to go, you kind of want to tag all the mobs that you can and obviously make sure you survive when you're doing so. As soon as the event starts, you want to pop your Guardian. What this will do is allow you to get a big chunk of resource or mob kills or whatever it is that you acquire right at the start of the event and give you a slight upper hand. Just be mindful of the players that are close by that might try and tag your mobs and steal from you. Luckily in this case there was no one around and I got on with it quite well. Once you've completed the event, hopefully you get a rank and reap those rewards, and basically just wait for the next event and rinse and repeat. This concludes our events section. It's time to move on. Right, so the next topic to discuss is dungeons. This is next on the list. This is quite a high priority purely because every day you're going to get 900 of the dimensional tokens that you use to enter the dungeons. 300 of those tokens are used to buy the chest, which is the only thing that you're running for in the dungeons at the end. So if you reach cap on this and you don't overcap, so you're going to be losing essentially multiple dungeon runs, which is why it's so important to keep these cleared down so that you're not missing out on potential loot and lucent if you're selling the items. So first things first, to find a party for these dungeons, what you want to do is go to your find a party tab in your chat window, find a party for the dungeon that you're looking for, and then basically click on the party link, join that, and then you may be asked to link your weapon. To do this, you press your inventory, keep the chat window open, then press Ctrl Alt and then left click. If your weapon is at a certain point, i.e. a level 9 blue with good traits or a level 6 epic with good traits, then chances are you're going to be expelled from the party because essentially people don't want to carry. In order to bypass this and get your gear up to scratch, follow my gearing guide, which is coming in an upcoming YouTube video, and that should sort you out and be able to get you at least into these dungeons to get you off on a good start. Once you've joined a party, to join the dungeons, you want to go into your secret dungeons tab. Then click on the powerless dimensional circle, find the dungeon that you want to run or that you joined, and then click enter. One thing to mention on dungeons is that even if you don't get the items that you're trying to target farm for, every time you run one you'll get a dimensional crystal. Now these dimensional crystals can be traded in, 40 of them, for either a dimension chest which grants a BIS item, BIS weapon, or they can also be used to buy the following. You can click on it and do view usage. So you can get an eternal ring of dimension which costs 20 crystals, and the same with the insightful ring of dimension which again costs 20 crystals. Some of these are quite BIS for different characters. I know that I use the range one on my longbow dagger purely because when it's leveled up it's immense anyway, and with additional range you can't really say no with a longbow user. So that's also something to bear in mind, is spend your crystals wisely. But generally what you want to do is always save up for 40 and then purchase the chest itself and get your weapons. But do not transfer your blue weapons over to your epic until your blue weapons are level 9. The reason why you want to do this is because it's so much easier to level up a blue weapon to level 9 than it is from, say, an epic from level 3 onwards. When you transfer a blue level 9, it goes into an epic level 6, and that's your base value or your standpoint from leveling your epics onwards. that pretty much covers the dungeon side of things. It's a very high level. I am thinking about doing some more YouTube videos on dungeon guides, so how to kill bosses, etc. The mechanics are fairly straightforward, but I like outline them and make a few videos on those very soon. And here's a quick video of us killing the final boss in the Tyrant dungeon and the loot chest that you need to be purchasing on completion. Enjoy. Okay, so next on the list is contracts. Now these are kind of shared in terms of priority with dungeons, purely because you have 10 contracts you can do a day, and there's a 50 cap of them. So you want to make sure that you don't reach that cap, because again, you're going to lose out on a lot of growth stones and potentially skill books that you can get from completing these. In this video, I always tend to go to Watcher's Post, and I showed this place as well because I don't see why you wouldn't want to go there. It's got really good quest lines, easy gatherable kills, etc. And because there's so many people there, you can also share their tags or avoid PvE completely and just collect the collectible quests or the gathering quests, or contracts, I should say. Once you've made that executive decision on what growth stones you're going to want to aim for, obviously that's entirely down to you. You just continue going through the contracts, going back there, doing another lot of 5, and just keep going until you reach 0, and then waiting for the next reset. And that's pretty much it. I'll continue this video of me just running through a set of 5 contracts. I'll just a sped up video so you're not getting too bored. But yeah. Okay, so 4th item on the list will be the Abyssal Contract tokens. In order to attain these tokens to begin with, you need to be completing contracts and completing events, as discussed earlier. There is a high cap of these tokens, and going over cap and losing out doesn't really matter too much. You're going to be missing out on Solent, aka gold, and potentially a bit of Weapon Mastery XP, but all in all, it doesn't matter that much. It's mainly used as a fill between other things. In order to enter these open world dungeons, you can basically go to the waypoint and then find the entrances. So here you've got Shadowed Crypt, you've also got Silius Abyss, you've got Temple of Sylveth, Ant Nest, and Sanctum of Desire. You've also got a really nice place to farm, which is Suradoma Island. I suggest going there with a party of 5, and also you need to be going there by jumping on Gigantrite's back to get there, which is another event you need to look out for. There is a glitch at the moment that allows you to get onto the island without this event being active. I won't be showing that in this video. I'm sure there's a lot of YouTube videos out there showing this. Once you've chosen an open world dungeon to start farming, simply head over there, go into the open world dungeon and start killing as many mobs as you can as quickly as you can. You'll notice that your tokens start to depreciate, and that is essentially all the Abyss token farming is. The reason why I've chosen Ant's Nest in this video is purely because the mobs aren't too difficult to kill, and also there's a few semi-decent drops that can be dropped by these mobs here that sell for a fair amount of lucent, and that's pretty much it for the Abyss guide. Fifth on the list is the tower. Now, the reason why this is such a low priority is purely because you can do this at any time and use this as a fill. It is good because you're going to get lithographs and morphs and many other things from it, but I wouldn't put this at the top of your priority list, just to do it as and when you can. And also, if you get stuck, it probably because your gear level isn't at the level that you should be, or you've got a bit of work to do before you can complete them. But don't spend too much time wiping on it and getting frustrated. Just simply come back to it when you're a bit stronger. There's two ways to access this. The first is what you should have been shown when you were leveling up, and you can just access this via the picture that you see in front of me at the Starlight Observatory. The second way is to simply press escape, and then go to Secret Dungeons, and then you'll see the Tardil's Tower here. You can see the rewards on the right hand side for each boss that you kill, and basically you just work your way through the list and kill as much as you can and collect all these rewards. It's that simple. Nothing really much more else to say on this. The sixth and final thing to mention before moving on to dailies will be the Codex. Now, as you're leveling your character, exploring new zones, picking up journal entries, that kind of thing, you'll passively be completing the Codex without even realising it. It is another thing that you can just do to fill in, but a lot of final completion rewards in your Codex, especially for the better tier items and lithographs, are locked by completing certain events. So it might be worth you tying in Codex completion with the events that you want to be tackling and sort of get everything done at the same time. It's not an obvious requirement, but it will help with your progression and get you to places quicker. To access the Codex Exploration Journal, you can either press J, like that, or press Escape, and then go onto your Codex and click on the Exploration tab. And basically, you want to be working your way through all of these and completing all of the objectives that it lists. Very straightforward. If you want to see where they are on the map, there's a lot of links within them. You can just click, put a pin, and travel to them, all that kind of stuff. There's not really much more else to say on codexes, so we'll move on to the dailies. Right, so when it comes to dailies, other than what we've already touched on with regards to like dungeons and contracts, etc., which you're going to be getting on a daily basis anyway, there's a few vendors that you want to be visiting almost daily, some of them daily, some of them not. First one being is the contract coin merchant. This is a daily one. Basically, you can buy growth stones and lithographs with earned contract coins that you've got from completing the contracts. There's also an event at the moment where you buy mystic keys, and then on the minimap you can see like a little, like an orb. And when you go there, it's a red orb you've got to loot, and you can get Solent and all that kind of stuff from them. But generally, yeah, you want to be collecting all of these growth stones, and if you're flush on the contract coins, you can maybe try your luck with a blessing pouch. More often than not for me, it's contained absolute trash, but you could get lucky. So that's the contract coin merchant. The other one you want to be visiting is your guild merchant. Now this isn't a daily thing, but again you can accrue guild coins by doing guild donations and guild contracts. And you basically wanted to get probably your recovery crystals. You can also buy again lithographs to try and get some good traits and extract them and sell them for lucent. And mana regen potions if you really want, depending on how good or bad your mana regen is. And with regards to the event that's currently on, which probably won't be on by the time that you're watching this video, but we'll see. You head over here, you've got the New Year item crafter, in which you're getting mail every day with these tokens in that you can buy things with. I would strongly suggest getting the omnipotence ones, and obviously these two. Don't waste them on parchments or rainbow rice cakes. And also here, another one with the New Year's coins. You want to be getting all the training books that you can as a priority, and you've also got dimensional contract tokens here, which is essentially another dungeon run, which obviously 3 of those is 100, which equals 300 coins for a chest. And that's pretty much it for daily activities really, other than your check-in, which kind of obvious when you log into the game, you'll see that shining up. So yeah, that concludes this video. Please like, follow and subscribe if you'd liked the content, and also feel free to add in the comment section what kind of things you'd want me to cover in the game or any questions that you may have, and I'll try my best to get around to them. Thanks guys.